Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it. You already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye, bye. Let's get to the intro. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I appreciate the support. I'm very humbled by it. So, just like earlier today, Ahmed Andatira once again has entered the chat, right? And he's actually brought some breaking news, some possibly good news, hopefully, that could lay baby Emmanuel to rest, man. He has a location, okay? It was brought to his attention anonymously. A location where Jake, the Snake, and Richueka Haro were seen prior to their arrest, right? And quietly as it's kept, it's a very suspicious area. They were actually seen on a construction site, right? Now, there's been people, I've been monitoring and following this story from the gate since it broke off. I was like, I'm very interested. This is going to be my content going forward because I'm passionate about the baby, but even more so, I'm more passionate about finding out what the fuck happened, right? And not more than the baby. The baby's first and foremost, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Now, Ahmed does a video yesterday where he says he's going to a construction site because it was brought to his attention that the Haros were seen at this construction site. And quietly as it's kept, this right here is a story that I've heard before. There's, I guess, a gang of construction going on in that area, and people were mentioning it to me just right off the top, like, hey, do you think they might have dumped baby Manuel at a construction site? Now, that wouldn't be a wise decision. Okay, I try to look at the angles from every angle. Why would you dump a baby, a dead child at a construction site if you know there's actively construction workers going there every day? Now, if it's an abandoned construction site, eventually it will not be abandoned no more. Eventually, someone who owns the property is going to do something with it. Let me tell you guys a little story. A long time ago, I had this homeboy. He's fucking smart as hell, I guess, and in his own weird ways, right? This guy was one of those guys you couldn't tell him shit. He was just smarter than everybody. He liked to hear himself speak. He thought he was just super intelligent. Should do a super about him. Super stupid, right? But the homies used to laugh at him, laugh with him. One day, this guy gets this bright idea, right? We had a homeboy, man. He got locked up. He got locked up with this youngster that did a fucking little shooting. And the youngster was giving up the ghost. The youngster was telling on everybody and everything, right? So, of course, the homeboy gets at who he needs to get at. They're in the county, and he's telling us, hey, move everything. Everything in the hood that we got, where we got it, move it all, okay? Now, I'm not going to tell you guys the whole details on what we had, but let's just say we had something in a Tommy fashion. We had a few things, right? It was hood stuff. Everyone had their own individual arsenal, and whatever you had, that was you. But we had hood shit that if you needed something, go ahead and pick that up at the homeboy's house. You already know. It's just how it was. We had the good spot. It was undercover. It was a homeboy family that the family didn't know nothing about it, man. He kept it away from the children. Like, it was just the way we had it set up was like perfect, we thought. So this super intelligent, smart homeboy hears this. And I'm not going to lie, the cops were raiding a couple little spots. They hadn't got to the speezy yet, the real spot, but they were raiding. They were getting close, right? And so we already had an idea. And I was like on a Saturday, like, hey, we're going to go over there. We got this spot way out in the cuts, out in the woods, right? We're going to take shit out there. We got some tents. We're going to wrap it and tap it. And that's it. This motherfucker decides to go pick up everything without asking anyone. He goes, the homeboy's locked up. So he goes to his lady's house. Hey, the homie told me to come over here. Lies, right? Thinks he's smarter than everyone else. And takes everything way out in the cuts, right? To a construction site. Oh, man, I'll just leave it right here in the construction site. Everything's good. Well, what happens on Monday? Vivo de tres animales. A whole truck full of paisas pull up because they're about to lay some concrete. And it didn't take them but about 10 minutes, right, to find everything. And, of course, what do the paisas do? They pocket what they want, and they call the cops. And the cops come over there, and they have a fiesta, right? We lose everything. We trace it back to the homeboy because the homeboy's old lady. We're tripping, right? Because we went over there to move shit. She was like, the homie already picked it up. Bam, we get at him. We go to the construction site. Next thing you know, there's cops and shit. So we wiggle, right? What? We find out they did it. They got it all. These spices turned it in. My first instinct was to run up on the homeboy and do a Rambo. I was about to jam in and flat blast him, right? But then I was thinking to myself, maybe we should get at these spices, man. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones who called the cops. Instead of focusing on the homeboy like I should have, I'm focusing on that. The moral to the story is nothing ever happened with the paisas. They were good gente. They were just doing what they do. He was the dumbass for taking it to a construction site, an active construction site where people are working, where they're building, where they're digging, you know? So I get where what Ahmed's saying, man. Every lead is a good lead. You follow up on every lead. And he anonymously got this lead that they were seen at a construction site. That doesn't necessarily mean baby Emmanuel was dumped there, but it is very suspicious, highly suspicious. And the fact that what the fuck are both of them doing at a construction site together, allegedly at night? Now, whoever's seen them there should have brought this to the attention of the authorities a long time ago. I understand that a lot of people feel some type of way about telling or snitching or whatever, right? This is the way I feel about it, okay? If you're a civilian, if you're a citizen, if you're just trying to do good in life and you're not in the mix, you're not a criminal, then that doesn't count towards you. If there's a baby missing, I don't give a fuck if I was gang banged out the game, active game member, I rock right in that motherfucker. The baby's over there, man. I seen them motherfuckers dumping them. Pieces of shit. Look, I might get some backlash. I might get a DP. The homeboys might be tripping, but fuck them if they are, because anytime a child is involved, you need to step up in any way that you can for that child. We couldn't be there to protect them. Now it's our business and it's our turn now to do something for baby Emmanuel that wasn't done for him in life, right? And that's recover him in death. So I get where people are kind of just don't want to be involved in the mix for whatever reason, because they've been told their whole life telling is telling. But I'm here to tell you right now, man, there's a baby missing. And if you have any information to help find that baby so we can go ahead and give them a proper burial, proper memorial, man, you know, do things the right way after death. Let's go ahead and do that, gente. Don't fight the feeling like a Too Short song because your homies are going to trip. Fuck your homies. You know what I'm saying? If they trip about a baby, man, then they ain't your homies. That's just a fact, homie. And that's real. So Ahmed has brought to the table that he got this anonymous tip. Now he's going to go to the construction site allegedly, and he's going to go search himself. I would advise him not to do that. I would advise him to forward that information onto the authorities so they can go out there and search if they take it as pura, if they believe it, right? If they choose not to, if they overlook it and for whatever reason don't want to, well, then and only then can you go in there and do your thing, man, if that's what you choose to do. I know if I was right there in that area, I probably would do that if the authorities didn't step up and handle their business, because enough is enough. We're tired of law enforcement not being on the job or doing the job correctly. But I also have an understanding that we don't want to taint an investigation. We don't want to fuck up a possible murder site or any site that a body's there, right? How stupid. Well, I take that back. That was the wrong way to start it. Let me start it over. They're stupid, Jake and Rebecca, if they ever thought that they could hide the remains of a baby or any other person at a fucking construction site. Because like I said, what's abandoned now will not be abandoned later. You know what I'm saying? I remember, true story, man. It's out there. You guys want to find out? You guys want to play a Where's Waldo? I'm not going to say the exact date or time, but I'm just going to say one day I got in the mix and a few little happened, right? And I had what was also known as a Mac 10, right? And I took off running like a motherfucker. I remember taking it off. It was one of the homeboys, man. He was mad than a motherfucker. And I threw that in a field, right? Thinking, okay, it's in the field. I remember where it's at. It was late night. I'll come back and scoop that. And you guys can't get me. Statute of limitations. No one got hit. Anyways, right? I'm waiting for like a month. Finally, the homeboy's getting at me. He's like, bro, we need to go get that. I was like, what's it like a residential neighborhood? They got like a field right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? I can't, so we just got to wait till the late night. He's like, bro, I don't want to be walking around out there in late night looking like a cat burglar. So I was like, fuck it. We go in broad daylight, and guess what? Paisas doing construction. Notice how I always say paisas? They be working their ass off, right? And there's always a white guy right there. You know what I'm saying? The foreman. I want you guys to move the rebar over there because I have a vision. I have a fucking vision. The vision is we can make this a 3-story rather than a 2-story and charge them extra. No, you pay us extra? No, amigo. I said, I'm going to get paid extra. You guys are going to carry extra rebar over there, right? So you can just imagine how it goes. But this is what was popping. I was like, oh no. I wonder if they found the cuete. I wonder if they got it. Again, like a dumbass. I threw it at a construction site. I didn't know they were building a house. I should have seen the writing on the wall that it was a house here, a house there, and an empty field there. And there was fucking already, they were already laying, what do you call it? Fucking framing. They were already framing for concrete, right? But it was dark, grass, boom, didn't go back, did house. So there's a house out there somewhere with a Mackie Teasy, right? But we'll see. We'll see who lives there. Anyways, I've moved on and don't want nothing to do with it. I'll tell you guys this though. Ahmed, gracias for at least keeping us posted and at least taking this and not brushing it off. Every piece of information that will help bring baby Emmanuel home is justice. It's real. We appreciate it. Even if it doesn't, nothing comes of it, right? But I just don't see it being truth. I don't think, well, look, I believe Jake and Rebecca are two of the stupidest, dumbest, ugliest, evilest individuals that God ever created, unfortunately, right? God did it. The devil made him do it, right? It's crazy. But at the same time, how stupid are you to go dump a baby at a construction site? Now, I have heard cases of people doing concrete over a dead body, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily a baby. I've heard a lot of things. But my honest opinion is this. I don't believe nothing's going to come of it. I don't believe baby Emmanuel is at a construction site. I think it's very odd. But what I believe just in my heart that Rebecca and Jake were actually looking for places to dump the baby. They were exploring places. They obviously didn't have no fucking money to buy a house, so they're not at a construction site just because. Or maybe Rebecca got off her fat ass and decided, hey, I want to learn how to fucking lay concrete, right? I don't know. And maybe Jake is like, oh man, I could do stucco, right? I don't know what they're doing, but they don't seem like the type of two individuals that would be at a construction site at night for nothing. So I do believe that they did travel there with the intentions to look around to see a proper burial spot. You know, people that live the criminal lifestyle like myself and others, you know, when it comes to the murder game, and there's no game about it, but that's just what we called it, the murder game. Like we already knew what time it was. No face, no case, no body, no case, right? So it was kind of like, you know, everyone always talks a big bad game. I'll cut this person, I'll do this, I'll do that. And hopefully you never have to go through that. But we kind of like were versed in the street life, like, oh, this is how you get rid of a body, or this is what you do. This fucking fat, fucking nasty, fucking piruja, Rebecca and Jake, this fucking cornflake eating, Czech cereal eating, Netflix watching, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna watch The Walking Dead, right? This fucking weirdo, they do not know what to do. So what I think they did is exactly what Jake said they did, and they threw him in the garbage, man. Fucking pieces of shit, straight up, right? And I believe that baby Emmanuel is in that landfill, and there's thousands of pounds of tons of trash that has now been processed. And unfortunately, man, as much as I hate to say it, my heart hurts saying it, man, I don't think we're ever going to find the baby. You know, I think I'll never say move on. Never. But I think we need to come to that type of understanding and a grip that pobrecito mijo is gone. Okay? His parents are not going to say anything until they're offered a deal. Pieces of shit. Oh, I ain't going to tell you where my missing son is unless you give me a deal. Give her a deal. Deal her backwards and kick her in her ass. That's it. There's your deal, right? Deal with it. Put her on GP. Same thing goes with Jake. Oh, Jake, don't think we forgot about you. Take your ass to general population so they can populate you generally, right? I'm just saying, this individual right here and Rebecca are not smart enough to know where to put a dead body, man. And let's think about this from the outside looking in. Imagine two despicable ass human beings going to a construction site so they can figure out where they're going to leave their deceased 7-month-old son. What kind of sick thought is that? We got to bury him somewhere. We got to put him somewhere. Put him under the 2x4s. You weird motherfuckers, right? Now, again, this was just an anonymous tip that Ahmed got. And I'm glad he's willing to follow up on it and still push forward for baby Emmanuel, because that's the whole reason that I got behind his movement in the first place, man. I support him for what he's doing in life, for himself, and for baby Emmanuel. All the other noise, I ain't hearing it. You can't change my mind. I'm a very stubborn person. When I get to doing something, I just do it. I just had someone leave me a DM on my last video. They said, God, can you please stop making videos? Please, I hate you. Hate my pipa, because it's probably bigger than yours. On the average, I'm not average. But I'm just saying, people that tend to hate, I don't care. People that tend to try to help, I respect it. And Ahmed is trying. But like I said, man, my advice is to not go to that construction site and go snooping around trying to be the first one to find the baby. I know it sounds cool, and I know it would be a blessing to find the baby because that's what we all want. But contact your local authorities or whoever and let them do it, because you don't want to get more fucking blame than you've already gotten, right? Now, hopefully, these people were dumb enough, which it could be, that they just left this baby at a construction site. But it's hard to fathom that no one has been there in all this month and a half, man, to go, look around to see if anyone stole their wood. I remember we used to do that back in the days. They're building a new house. Bison used to be pissed like a motherfucker in the morning, right? We're taking all the 2x4. Didn't even need them. My homeboy Raleigh's dad used to be like, hey, bring all the 2x4s, eh? You know what I'm saying? I'll smack back on heroin. Bring all the 2x4s. Like, what are you going to do with them? We're going to build a chicken coop, right? Like, hey, 10 years later, he has 2 goats, 3 chickens. There ain't no fucking chicken coop yet, right? I'm just saying this is the type of things that went on in my neighborhood. We used to steal at construction sites. We used to look around, see if they left any tools. We used to go kick shit in just to be assholes. We were young, dumb, and every chick we had was full of cum. And that's just how that went. But I highly doubt that these people left the baby there, but they're dumb enough to try some stupid shit like that. And so, again, man, let the authorities deal with it. If the authorities don't want to look or even just look, right, then if I was in the position, I would take upon myself very delicately to go take a peek, take a gander. Where there's a goose, there's a gander, right? And I would do what I had to do. Look, the whole point of this concept, of this content, is to find baby Emmanuel. I'm not going to stop. You know what I'm saying? We got new things going on the channel, but that's not going to change what I got going on. There's going to be different types of content from time to time. I know some people are, oh, Gun, I'm tired of you talking about this. I'm tired of you to care. Look, I'm tired of the baby not being found. I'm tired of monsters getting away with killing children. I'm tired. I'm fed up. I'm frustrated with it. I can't go do something to them, right? So the only thing I could do is utilize my platform to be a voice. And this voice never stops. So deal with it, right? Also, I wanted to say, we are going to create a new thing going on from this moment forward. We're going to have Fuck You, Rebecca and Jake Fridays, even after they're convicted. I'm going to keep you guys updated with how it's going in prison for them. I'm going to make some contacts and some phone calls to some contacts, and we're going to find out when they are convicted, exactly what they are going through, because I wish nothing but I hope their life is bone dry, with the emphasis on the bone, right? And the dry. It's just is what it is. Anyways, man, Ahmed did put this information out there about a construction site that he was given a tip. Hopefully, man, this tip warns something. But we don't know as of yet, So I just wanted to put that out there. It is something that I hope the law enforcement looks into, because all tip is a good tip, man. That's what she said, right? And make sure that you, as people, man, if you guys get information, you forward that to where it needs to go. And also, man, you don't go going on a wild goose chase searching. I know they're going to be doing a memorial. I'm going to be doing a video on it. Some type of visual memorial coming up the day before the next court date for Rebecca and Jake. So hopefully, man, you just never know. You never know who you're going to see there, man. It just is what it is. As a people, I'm so happy for the support of the people who have came together to fight and be the voice for this little baby boy, man. We need him back so he can get a proper burial. I hope that, hey, if Rebecca and Jake come out saying they knew where the baby was at the whole time later on, I might just have to go take a trip for a visit. It's at that point, it's like, what type of human beings are you to know there's a baby out there, even if the baby is deceased, just out there, your own child, and you ain't saying shit? You weird motherfuckers, right? Anyways, shout out to Ahmed, man, for keeping on. Shout out to Dubs, who just did a video on this same exact topic, man. It's a good one. Make sure you guys go up, support the Dubs, the best channel. Let's get the homeboy to 100K. He's almost there. And then shout out to all my supporters and everyone who's came along the way, man, just because of this content I am kicking. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, Fuck Rebecca and Jake Fridays is going to be popping, man. You never know what we're going to do. There might be wigs. There might be masks. There might be a whole bunch of ghetto blasts. But what there is going to be, man, is a consistent fight for justice for baby Emmanuel, as well as promise. I'm going to keep you guys updated. If a baby's remains are found, and Ahmed was right, and this tip was right. And again, you can't blame Ahmed one way or the other. He's only letting people know exactly what he was told, right? Then, man, I pray over him, and I pray over baby Emmanuel, and hopefully he can be brought home. With that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in. And that's fuck Rebecca and Jake Fridays. Are you with me or are you against me? How does Tita say it? Gunner has left the chat.